and you have to create yourself when you get into to get into Hogwarts and bring your whole authentic self to Hogwarts. So we're going to show you that character
Can
creator.
you put your face
And
on
we're
your
gonna dive into
character
a
like
tour of
the
Hogwarts, and
2K games?
It's just a small tour of Hogwarts, right? Because Hogwarts is huge. Hogwarts is really big. So we're going to be showing you a little bit, but it's still a lot. So, and finally, ending up with combat. A little taste of combat, a little taste of how all that works.
My head still hurts
just
a
a little
bit.
taste.
Not
yeah.
as bad as when I started this
We're
stream.
excited to get there. But again, first and foremost,
radio,
we need to get into this character creator. And
the radio
James,
Advil helped.
We wanted to let you create
also,
this character.
probably hanging out with you guys probably alleviated
Andrew,
some of the
who is going to be doing all of our gameplay capture today, is going to be handing you the
marketing
controller.
Artist.
Oh my gosh. All right, I won't break anything.
Oh, we got that PS5?
Right, so what are we looking at right here on this screen?
These are your presets. So a lot like other games, there's some initial settings that you can choose for your character.
Is that Hobbs? No, that's not Hobbs.
Into like the ballpark of what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to change.
PS Hobbs.
And then once you're in that ballpark, all the other tabs let you dial that in, be exactly who you want to be. It's our goal with this is to make sure that for anyone that fantasized about bringing themselves to the school for the very first time, that they feel like they have the options in order to represent who they are and essentially bring themselves to Hogwarts or whatever character they want to bring to Hogwarts.
Oh my God, and options galore. Do you mind if I try to put myself in here right quick?
It's all about you
today. Okay. All right. So, okay, yeah, that's me. We're here. That's me right there. All right, so that's step one.
We're pretty close, but let's look at everything here. You know, play around with some of these options, like really.
All right, so what are we looking at with this option over here with the tab? I see face stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of the different faces that you saw in the previous screen, all those faces are choices that you have here. So you can, now you're just kind of getting into the details in your face shape, in your skin color. And then because we knew a lot of people going right in are going to want it right away, even though it's an option later in the game.
The dud dip.
You can collect different types of glasses.
Now it's the Dudley dip.
We give you some options right
Dudley
up front
says he's
if
French
you want to have
now.
glasses for your character.
Oh man, oh my gosh, look at the structure of the faces with this. Wow, you guys thought of every crazy. I like that. I don't think my face is that skinny, but I think we'll go with that. I think we'll go that route. And down here is this.
Those are your glasses there. Yeah.
Oh, so we could go Harry Potter if we want. Off the jump. Oh man, and this is just some of the options, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so through the course of the game, there's a lot of different options that you'll keep unlocking.
Okay.
So as part of kind of like gear for the character, there's lots of different classes.
Look at these glasses.
All kinds of things over the course of the game.
I like how it's all Victorian era, though.
Yeah,
like,
right up front.
Such a good call. Such a good call.
What did that planet look like?
All right, so now,
probably
this one with the hair.
Demon Souls
I spend a lot of time
recently
here
on
just
PS5.
like dreaming about my different characters. And what they're gonna
The
be.
start of Demon Souls has you looking through
I'm
stuff kind of
always
like this.
amazed by whenever I see
That's what I
any
played most
aspects
recently
of
to look like
Hogwarts
this.
Legacy's character creator is just the texture.
Yeah, that, okay.
And like you even adding the bounce with the hair moving around. Yo, that kind of looks like Hermione a little bit. I'm not Fred. And we can just
Look at
go,
this, man. We
can I
can
go
get
like
mad,
Tonks purple or green a little bit?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yo, come on.
Yo,
Really? Do it.
This is so cool. Oh, I like that.
This looks like something that
That
you
is
would see
cute.
from Why don't you give me a chance? Just let me know. This looks like something that would be from the dude who made that song. I don't know who that guy is, but this looks like something he would be rocking.
Oh, okay, so little behind the scenes. I used to have this type of hair like way back, but
was it purple?
I wanted silver tips,
like
so
that
that was the closest I got
know
to
who
the
he
color.
is.
But oh my god,
I know that
this
song.
Is so cool. So you literally can bring yourself. Like
That's him.
It's a myriad of
A
textures
myriad.
and different hairstyles here.
A plethora,
All right, so
a
now
cornucopia.
we get over here to play around with
A
some of the-
These are more
conundrum
subtle
of
options.
choices.
Freckles, moles, different things like when it comes to your complexion, like darker eyes, maybe like some shading on the cheeks.
Oh man, you guys literally thought of everything.
That's really cool.
With this.
I do have a bit of fun with that. And then the scars are one of those options where Harry
Can I
had his
have
own
the
unique
scar,
Yeah.
the
that you can
scar
come in
from
with
Your
different scar
Harry?
options.
Yeah. Oh,
jeez.
wow. Look at that. I didn't even see that.
Oh, those are my favorite. The eyebrow
Yeah,
scars.
yeah.
Love those.
Yeah, of
Love
course.
those.
You gotta
Yeah,
go with
it's a
that,
classic.
right?
Yeah, you look
You
kinda
gotta
just like
have
that.
the classic Harry.
Right.
Harry
So now
Potter.
we're over here.
Although this
Oh,
happens before
man.
Harry.
This, you guys, this is
Oh,
so
wow.
sick.
Again, getting more subtle here.
Mhm,
Really like dialing in that face to really get your.
Wow,
I
you
don't
could
know
do
how,
all this?
reveal like I want to be with my facial features now. Just like, yeah, I kind of have a big face. Yeah, my eyebrows kind of sit kind of low. But I mean, literally, you have so many options just starting the game. I feel like I'm going to be here like forever.
You and me both.
Fan is going
And then
best.
this final tab here, this is where you kind of bring your whole character together. This is where you finalize everything. You're not choosing your house here.
Okay.
That's not yet.
That was a theory.
Going best.
But,
you, Panda.
But, here's where
Thank
you
you,
bring,
radio.
you choose voice 1 or voice 2.
This
which
game
is
is
more
a
kind of
must
masculine
for
or
me,
feminine
man.
voice.
This
And then
is
even
as
within
must
that, changing
as
your pitch.
as
pitch
Elden Ring
slider.
for me.
It's a
This
subtle
is one of those
slider,
games
but
where
you
if I'm
can
gonna
hear
get
it.
like 3 games a year, this has to be one of them.
Something.
And so you can kind of make out
Like
the
those
differences.
those
Yeah, you choose
triple
which
A
kind of voice that you want.
must-have titles. This
You'll be
is
selecting your
definitely one of
difficulty
them.
here. For today, we'll just go normal. because
Absolutely, and this doesn't even
Andrew's
come
gonna
out this
be,
year. So
taking us through some of the
it's
experiences
coming out
with
in a
combat
bit,
later.
couple
And we
months.
can talk a little more about difficulty, with combat
Hopefully,
and how
hopefully
that
just
plays
a couple
in.
months, who
But I
knows?
think the important thing here is like if for people who aren't gamers, especially,
Right.
story mode is a way to get into this without being worried about like, oh, do I need to be good at games? Like, no, just enjoy this game. It's,
And I will put expecto and then go.
Boom.
We're good. We're good. Awesome.
and then whether you want to be witch or wizard.
Amazing.
What'd you think, character creator? We're good.
I'm good. Let's explore Hogwarts and let's get into some combat.
All right. Through the magic of using a dev kit, we're going to be loading up a save a little later in so that we can show you more about Hogwarts and give you that taste of combat. All right, Andrew's got some gameplay
What the
pulled
F?
up
That
for
is
us
Lil Nas
here.
X
We
song?
are,
Yeah.
starting out, James. There
Now
you
I
are.
hate
You're
it.
wearing the House of Fanatic robes from the.
I thought
from
you
the
knew what
Accounting
I
King.
said that it looked like
I do
somebody
look
was
good.
just
And this is our first look at the Hufflepuff
like
Common
a
room.
makeup on
dorm
and all
room.
that.
Dorm room.
Yeah. This is awesome. But
Oh,
Alan,
look at
What
this.
are we seeing
Here we
right
are.
with the UI? Because this is our first look.
Yeah. So right now we know there's been a lot of questions about the HUD because this is the first time we're showing it. So kind of going over it from right to left. On the bottom
Graphics.
right is what we call our spell diamond.
Mhm.
So those are everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells
I
that
don't
you
know
can
if he'd be
earn
singing
over the course of the game.
Well, he
Okay.
do be
and,
singing.
and that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly. To the top left of that is you'll see the D-pad, and on the left is
Change
an
the
eyeball,
title
and
of
on the
this
right
real
is a bit of a
quick.
grid. So the
Hang on, pause this. Because we're definitely gonna be checking out what the heck's doing. Change the title for just a second. There you go. Guess we can get rid of the NWA stuff now. Let's do Harry Potter. Let's change this to, I guess, just chatting. Wasn't it a Kmart song or something? I have no idea. Maybe Target. You know, whatever, wherever the money's at. Okay, bye. There we go. Go. Ready, say, go. Hang on. Let me check the
eyeball is an example of one of not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell. There are certain spells that are used in very specific contexts, or that we just want on the controller at all times. And Ravello is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. on the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the spell slotting menu because we feel like there's a lot of spoilers there. You know, like what are all the spells and what can we do?
I would like spoilers, but I understand.
But we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share
Kmart,
with everyone. And then on the left side,
Target.
that thing that has the L1 button next to it, that's another thing where we don't want to spoil. But basically, that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of
Probably not,
tools
because I'm not going to stick around here. People are just going to keep leaving the chat. We're not gonna,
and so that's where you would access them rapidly is our tool wheel.
We'll just be having fun with it.
There are a few things that I left off the table on the right. The green bar is your health, and basically there's a potion next to it. That's how you might heal. The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now. I apologize. And all the way on the left is our mini map with a kind of overhead view of where you are currently in your common room that updates as you travel through Hogwarts and beyond the world.
Reminds me of Fable.
Fans out there that
doesn't this have a Fable feeling to it thus far?
There's also options to remove the mini map and turn on or off different elements of our HUD.
Really immerse yourself.
But we know it's basically nitty-gritty, but we're just not going to call it that.
That's what you're seeing there, and this is our HUD.
It's just,
also, Andrew's giving us a good look over here. I want to call out. I'm a big fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories. Very nice bedside tables.
They are nice.
It sounds like Fable, and it even feels like it too.
The honey-colored wood was mentioned in the writing. It's part of lore.
It's part of lore. There we go. All right.
So now we're walking out.
I can't wait. I can't wait to.
Really
I can't wait to play this game with 4 of you watching.
Yeah.
Can't wait for 4 of us to enjoy this game together.
The score is amazing.
While the rest of Team Gritty decides not to join us.
This is unique music that you're hearing for
on purpose once they see what I'm playing.
Go back to those common room videos we released.
Keep trying to treat me like I'm one of the other streamers who's not entertaining unless I play exactly what they want.
We just want to welcome you to.
Sorry, but I'm not that guy. I'm entertaining no matter what we do.
A little bit differently.
I'm hanging out with you guys no matter what we do. I'm reading your messages no matter what we do. Nothing changes except for your level of interest.
Like the entire rest of the stream just in the common room here and talking
I heard
about
Abel.
it.
Yeah, you spelled it wrong, but hey, I know what you mean.
Just
you know what I mean.
Out over.
All the details come from.
It's hard to know where the L and the E go sometimes.
The round doors, the
always sounds the same.
Even the dancing badgers on the fireplace.
Look at that, man. The fireplace looks chunky. It looks like it really exists.
Which is like elements for each of the houses, right?
Hufflepuff is earth, Ravenclaw's air, Gryffindor is fire, and Slytherin is water. We really leaned into that for each common room.
Wow.
So it feels earthy. We've got a little earthen passageway. That's what we were. Hopefully, it should feel very familiar.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But I know
maybe Abel will do part of the soundtrack for the new Fable game.
Thank you. I understand.
They are making a Fable game.
The sound effects though, like looking back at
maybe the weekend will be on the soundtrack for Fable.
Hearing how Hogwarts is now,
and only we'll know why.
We'll
be like, what a weird
use of one of our spells, Revelio.
Use Revelio right here because there's a little magic going on.
You notice a little something.
Revelio.
Yeah. So
barrels.
These are something that we kind of interchangeably call Revelio pages.
Is that your house panda, Hufflepuff? Because it's purple?
Yeah. You see that we got some XP for it. And you can also see that we've advanced something called like a field.
You guys will never guess my house.
So I want to talk about that a little bit.
Nobody ever guesses my house.
We had to ask ourselves.
I'll never guess what my house is.
Continue, I'm sorry.
There may be something you may or may not be able to tickle there.
Yeah.
Dang it, Walt Diggity, why you gotta say that?
In the game, we had to answer the question.
You're Ravenclaw? You think I'm Ravenclaw?
How do we catch up to the other students?
Okay.
So we have an answer to that question, and it's given
now
to you
I don't
by
know.
the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's
Hang on a
Field Guide
second.
that's granted to you early on in the game.
Now I'm
and
thinking about it. Maybe I am Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw
how
always
you
sounds cool to me.
Work on catching up. With
Slytherin always seems like where I would end
Andrew,
up at,
if you
though.
hit pause for me up here.
I don't know. Now I'm rethinking the whole thing.
You can see in our pause menu, it's got this book theme.
Wow.
That's your Wizard's Field Guide, and you can see your house kind of crest overlaid over it.
Okay.
Right? And you can see that on your level as well. So that the field guide has this magical property of looking out into the world around you. And the reason why it's on loan from the Ministry of Magic and the professors that granted it to you as a late 5th year student is because they want it to help you catch up to
5th year? How many years do you stay in Hogwarts?
Is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a challenge, which is kind of
Maybe Dudley's
locked into there.
Ravenclaw.
Okay.
And Andrew, if you go in
Hanging
there,
with the
you'll
burbs.
see
No,
different
he
types of
definitely don't want to be
challenges
no
that are combat
Ravenclaw.
challenges, quest challenges, exploration
I'm
challenges.
gonna have
And
Dudley.
you can see
You
field
know
guide
what?
pages
Isn't
are
there
on
like
there
a
as well.
online
Field guide page.
questionnaire you
That
can
entire
take that'll
category
put
is
you in
one
a
of the
house?
ways
We should
that,
find one of
The
those.
book itself kind of
And I'll have
fills
Dudley
out
take
into
the quiz,
school
and we'll see
spills out into the
what
school,
house he
and
goes.
it kind of hides itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school.
We should do that.
That you're
We should
actually
do
going
that
to
tonight.
interact
Find
with
out what
to
house we go
help
to.
you grow as a wizard and practice your spells. And so that thing that
Could
we
you
just
guys
saw
find
is
me one of
not
those?
just the
One of the
field guide challenge
online
in Wave
quizzes
RSP,
to see like
it's
what
also
house
something
you would end up in
that
Harry
players
Potter?
can use to learn about the school as they're traveling around. They spot these little secret facts, and they can kind of play a little bit of a
You could
game
try.
discovering
I would,
all
I
of
would
them.
very much appreciate that, Panda.
There are
And
over
so would
100
Dudley.
field
Dudley
guide
wants to
pages
do
just
it.
in Hogwarts alone.
Oh, Dudley, you're out of the
Welcome to the
dip
grand
now?
staircase here. We're not gonna...
Circular staircase.
All the
match
Dudley's out of the
portraits.
dip
Yeah.
now.
And I did notice the blue flame just ignite right there, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fast travel points there.
You know what I must say? I
House
must
hourglasses, we
applaud
had
them for
to-
getting an actual nerd to hang out. This guy right here, they got an actual nerd to hang out, okay? This guy is an actual nerd, and this person right here is probably an actual nerd too. He's nerding out, he sounds like a nerd, he behaves like a nerd. They didn't get some like influencer TikToker who's like dressed to the nines and is just like buff or whatever and just pretending like they like Harry Potter. This dude is loving it so much. He got the Hobbs is nerding out. He is. Hobbs is killing it. And I do appreciate that, because what they did with the Rings of Power was nonsense. They got a bunch of like Tolkien super fans who don't even watch the show and don't really even know the lore that much. They got a bunch of them to like advertise it, and it's just so fake. I love this right here. They got a actual super nerd right now. I love it. What do I type? I'd say Hogwarts choosing cap or Hogwarts house test. Something like that. Hogwarts choosing cap test. Hogwarts house test. Something like that. What house would I be in Hogwarts? Something like those.
Going
So
to
cool.
interact with to help you grow as a wizard and practice
see
your
him?
spells.
He
And so that
loves
thing that we
it.
just
I'm
saw
so
is
happy
not
for
just a
him.
field guide challenge and a way to earn
Yeah.
XP. It's also something that that players can use to learn about
Hobbs
the school
is
as they're
nerding
traveling
out.
around. They spot these little secret facts, and they can kind of play a little bit of a game discovering all of them. And there are over 100 field guide pages just in Hogwarts alone.
Get a screenshot of him
Grand
looking
staircase
so
here.
happy
We're
like
not
that.
gonna-
I should just
Circular
put that below.
staircase.
And I
All
should
the
tweet it to
portraits.
Hobbs and tell him you
And I
said
did
it.
notice the blue flame just
And
ignite
tag you and
right
everything,
there,
because
which
then
is
he'll
so
get you.
cool.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
anytime that
Oh,
Panda's
man.
involved,
Fast travel
they
points there.
everyone comes
House
out of the woodwork to
hourglasses,
be
we
like,
had
yo,
to,
what?
how much fun was it designing those and putting all
Oh, they're
those in
gorgeous,
there?
but
But
that they're there just like in the books.
Yes.
Right
It's
next
a
to
nod
the
to
Great
lore.
Hall.
it's a nod to lore.
Panda
House
said
points
what?
is not a core mechanic or system in the
Yeah,
game. It is
we didn't turn it
narratively.
into like a gameplay
If I say it
system, but it's
myself, they'd be
definitely
like,
present
whatever.
throughout our narrative.
Who cares?
And there are lots of choices where
Only
we
like
want to nod to
the most
things that-
meanest people like my tweets. Like Swerve liked my tweet and retweeted it. He's like, yeah, that's right. Only evil people like my tweets. Like evil, not evil people, but evil wrestlers. Regular people like my tweets. Regular, like, nice people like my tweets. But like wrestlers, only like evil wrestlers like my tweets. It's people like Swerve, Isaiah Swerve. It's people like JD McDonough likes my tweets. You know, like the evil wrestlers loving my tweets.
that aren't necessarily gameplay systems,
Yeah.
but we nod to them as part of the narrative.
Over to the right
Part of the
there,
Wizard
Andrew
World.
was teasing. That's the Great
Great
Hall
Hall.
over
Yeah.
through those doors. Again, we're not going there. He's just kind of like, no.
Cool.
Here's another
Look at
collectible
this,
page. You know, just again
is
showing you
looking
like
so
just these
cool.
things around Hogwarts that
It's
you
on
can
highest def.
do and pick
This
up.
ain't even
and-
on high def right now.
That's a shot straight from the trailer
720.
too.
Can we go
That
1080, please?
part
I
right
knew
there,
there was something a little off.
recognize
It
that.
wasn't
Might be
looking
giving you a
too
little fan
impressive.
service here.
Now we're
with,
looking a little bit
with
more
callbacks
crispy.
to those. So
And this
um,
must be summertime because I know
yeah,
this
we're
is
looking better
the
now.
summertime windows. these windows will change with the seasons.
Yeah, the detail they put in this is kind of it. I get surprised by it all the time.
Oh, the
Sent you
windows
Magic
will
Castle.
change with the seasons. So when it goes to
Oh,
winter
man.
time, you'll see like
We're going out.
frost and ice on the
Look at
windows.
that.
Oh, that's cool.
This is where the students would normally kind of
Wow,
congregate, just
look at this.
kind of chill out, play, meet each other outside the Great Hall before and after meals.
Come on, man.
And
Look at this.
I love the way that when
Whoa.
the castle interconnects to, that it interconnects outside, inside. There are pathways on both
you
sides of
found
things,
one?
so you really get a sense
Ah.
of scope
Yeah.
to how big this castle is.
And when you see things like you'll notice a bridge over there, that's a place you can go to and cross. Like
Yeah.
everything that you see is a place that you can visit.
Oh, wow.
We put a lot of effort in making it feel really alive, not just with student population, but even just
It
the
said
greenery.
everywhere
of
you can
Scotland.
see
Yeah.
is
And this
somewhere
castle's
you
been
can
here for
visit.
hundreds of years, so it just kind of the
It's
moss
tweeted, okay,
and all
thank
the
you, Panda.
trees that have overgrown it, and
Oh my gosh.
that landscape, that
This
Scottish.
location might look a little familiar to you.
This is looking
I
so
thought
nice.
I recognized it. I believe this is from the Spring ASMR, and yes, so that puzzle right there, that view, Andrew is taking us right back to
I am
that.
going to tell Andrew not to interact with that puzzle and to keep moving on.
What?
We
He
can't
knew it was
spoil
from the
everything. We can't
Spring
do everything.
ASMR.
Hogwarts
This,
contains
I'm
a lot
telling
of
you.
secrets.
They got an actual Harry Potter
Oh my
God.
nerd, and
But
to me
this
that's
is-
not a bad term.
This grand entryway.
They got an
right here
actual
coming
Harry Potter
down
nerd to be
into,
here, and I love it.
A really kind of central
I'm gonna
area.
take the same quiz when you do
we're
it. Yeah,
coming from
okay,
the
we're gonna
central
do it.
hall, And we pointed out the
We're gonna do
greenhouse
it.
outside.
Well, I'm not gonna
and
do
we'll
it. Dudley's
notice
gonna
when we
do
get
it.
down
I'll do
there.
it after Dudley does it.
This is a big hub of the school.
I wanna see what house
it's a big
Dudley would go
castle,
to.
But it is designed so you shouldn't get very lost. This is kind of a grand central station.
I love
that
Look how
each
beautiful this
direction,
is.
you know, it's
It
green
feels-
over there.
it
so the
feels,
greenhouse is over
very,
there, Transfiguration Courtyard, you know, library strip.
well
It's just
made
kind
and
of
very realistic.
the hub.
Even though it's
Oh my God.
of the
fantastical.
castle.
Even the color, visually, you can just tell.
Minecraft
green.
music.
Oh, green
Remember
gallery.
Minecraft
Oh my
had
God.
a
a lot
mod
of
for
it'll be
this.
subconscious, but
Yeah.
it'll help you really learn the castle.
Had a
and
Hogwarts
feel like
mod.
you know your way around.
That's not to say that it's easy to learn. All of us here still get pretty lost in it.
It
on a
does
daily
sound like
basis.
some
It's a
Minecraft
castle.
music, though.
Great point.
I love
Get 'em,
that
Hobbs.
Andrew's, definitely teasing a lot of
This is
things.
what
here.
Hobbs would be
Noticing
doing if
he's
he wasn't
swinging the
wrestling
camera this
fools
way
right
and
now.
that is-
Yeah.
He's got this grin on his face over there that's just like, yeah, I know what
that
I'm
statue
doing. I know
is
what I'm
from the reveal trailer. That dragon.
looking
Oh my
so
God.
This is
beautiful.
another location where the students will gather, and just kind of chill out.
And an opportunity to talk to somebody, get a
Yeah.
quest giver here.
What do you got?
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way.
I'm
I'm
Nelly.
just so excited that the
It's
Dedalian
just
keys
getting
are
so
back.
hot in
What,
here.
keys?
The Dedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Mole, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Exactly, Panda. It was
Why
getting
would I
so
do
hot in
that?
here.
Each key will
She
lead you
forgot
to
to
a
take
locked
her gloves
cabinet
off.
somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet
I
lock,
am
not an
getting
easy
so
task,
hot. I
you
will
may
take
find a
my
reward.
gloves off. That's how it goes. This is Nelly. We
Perhaps
put
I'll give it
together
a
the
go.
brand new
I
song.
hope you do.
What's that guy in the background
In
doing? He
fact,
got
I think
misted.
I heard one of the keys in the
You saw this
astronomy
dude?
tower. You should listen for them.
Hang on, what's this dude in the background doing? Look at him.
Perhaps I'll give it a
He's
go.
like,
I
ah!
hope you do. In
He's
fact,
getting
I think I
destroyed.
heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
I don't know what was up with that guy.
So it's kind of
I
side
hope-
quests.
He
are
forgot to
really,
take his
it's a
gloves
cool
off,
way
too. He got way too
interact
hot.
with your fellow students, with perhaps other teachers, with various things like that, as well as teach you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts. I think there's a
in this
little
case,
bit of
sad.
absolutely.
Sad
yeah.
outcome
So
for that guy.
The students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school opportunities around it, what we can do, and then those interactions, different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points.
I
for
want
the
to look
player. And
swaggy
some
though,
of those
man. This
things,
jacket looks whack.
can affect things.
I mean,
game
I like
wide. Some
the-
of these affect
the,
characters' lives.
Design on
the
it,
ending of the
but
game,
like that
um,
hood and everything.
And
I'm
sometimes
not
it's
down
just
with
about
that.
you being a
I wanna-
little
I
bit
wanna look
nice guy,
swaggy.
just
I hope
being
you
a
can-
jerk.
Yes, absolutely. So the
You can
scale
make
really
yourself
varies,
look better than that.
but those opportunities exist for the player.
Wow, look at this.
I want to look crispy.
This
I
is the
want to be
Dada
walking around
Defense
campus
Against
and want
the
people to
Dark
be like,
Arts.
"Who's
Power,
that?" Oh,
which
be like,
this
"That's
is
Lord
one of my
Britty."
favorite locations in
The master
in the
of
castle.
the
Just
seven
visually,
spells.
you come in here and just the richness of
It
this
is
area.
very
is
iconic,
The
very unique
swaggiest
to
warlock of all
anywhere else in the
time.
castle.
somebody else that we can talk to, notably a younger student.
Yeah, she looks like
Also known as
first
Chicken
year,
Chaser.
An 11-year-old.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Zenobia. Sorry to hear that. No.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoil sports.
Oh, dang.
Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room.
She's talking very
my
loud.
gobstone collection,
She's
that is.
echoing throughout this
I
whole
was
place.
hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
Ew. Sounds awful.
I haven't much
Are they letting
interest in a
Hobbs
game
play
that
this
sprays
right
you with odors.
Only if you lose, which I never do. Or at least, not often.
Cops.
People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over
Dang,
the
she's
school.
talking that trash? You're weird. That must be where you're
Sounds
at.
as
I
if
don't hear
you
nothing
caused
like
the smelly
that.
situation and they respond.
Nah, it must be where you're at. I don't hear no cops.
Accordingly.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own.
Ain't no cops here.
I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented fifth year to help me.
Yeah, outside me. Okay, I was like, what? What'd you do, Panda?
I'll see what
You
I can
stole.
do.
You stole
I'd
the Harry
appreciate
Potter
the help.
test.
If you do find all
College
of my
football team is
gobstones,
now 10
do
and
come
0.
and see me again.
Really? Wow.
I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by
That's
myself in
crazy.
no time.
Wow, 10 and 0.
I love that interaction with her because there's so many ways that you can go with that. You can you can feel for her. You can be a jerk to her. You can be like, gobstone sounds awful. It sounds like you're just mean. Like,
Yeah, and your opportunities to be mean there aren't
Look at
over.
this hall.
yeah, they continue.
That's a good example of the.
Gobstones too. I know people are gonna ask. Gobstones playable? They mentioned it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, gobstones is one of the things that is not playable in the game. I know we've had to rip the Band-Aid off on a few things. Honestly, it's an amazing thing on the franchise how many things about this
No
speak to us as fans
gobstones.
and that we want.
They're
to turn
already
into
taking
gameplay.
features out?
And,
Come
and there were
on.
calls that we had to make over the course of production of kind of like which things we will and won't include in the bucket.
Gobstone.
Just kind of
Come
for the overall
on.
look of
Wizard's
the thing.
chest.
Those are things that aren't featured.
Aren't featured.
Yeah.
They're featured within the world.
I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the wizarding world.
Every single time
Part of
there was something that
students'
we
Dang,
regretted
man, they've
because
been
we
making this
couldn't
game for how
include it. We
long,
also
and they're
tried to
already
figure out a
taking
way to make
features
sure that it's
out
included in
and
the narrative,
games out
included
and
in
stuff like
stories,
that out.
Make sure that there's a way to kind of
Why?
like acknowledge it, touch it, and make it feel like it's definitely part of the world.
And I know here,
Wow.
we're like,
I'm still hyped for the game,
I was
but
like,
man, I wish they
We're
would
in this
at least
dark
be like,
archives.
oh,
I
it's going to be a
recognize that
DLC after
staircase to
launch
the
or
left
something.
where
Don't
we
just
were
say
just
it's
at
not
as we
going to
were
be in the
walking by.
game. That
I also
sucks.
recognize the dragon at the very top. Oh my gosh.
being in a classroom, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about how classes work, because we've gotten a lot of questions about that. Is it a schedule-based system? Is it so tell us how classes work?
Yeah, so ultimately decided not to go the sim route. So I think like one of the speculations was, is there time of day and that kind of thing. Like, can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle, but,
how
but
beautiful
everything
that
is
floor
very narrative-based, and so there's a big mystery going on in the world. There's something happening in the narrative, and we essentially see it as kind of like chapters in that narrative. Each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure. So there are mainline things that the players have to do, and then classes also appear on the sides as well as optional things that help you advance your spells. It's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay, your spells,
Day-night cycle is good. Heck yeah. Can you imagine how creepy it would be to like venture
kind of
out
defensive
into the
elements of those
surrounding
missions. And
forest
there are also
when the
additional
sun goes
opportunities
down
outside
and
of
you
that.
start
They're
seeing
kind of
stuff like the
side classroom missions, essentially.
what are
where
they
you
called?
Can learn additional spells.
The
or things that you need in
tormentors
your
or
adventure,
the
and also get to
dementors?
know
Is that what they're called? The
professors better.
dementors?
And I
You
just
can imagine
wanna
those
call out
things
some
come
of
out
the-
at
the
night,
Andrew's
or
been kinda
the
showing
giant
off, ways to
spiders in
kind
the
of interact with
freaking
the
woods.
environment and just,
Oh
just
no!
engage with the world. And,
Oh
maybe
heck
be
no!
down there, who's sipping some tea with the
Heck no!
Victorian high, little
High society.
high
Yeah.
society.
Yeah,
I just no wonder you like this area because we built it for like the purebloods and the
Stop
Slytherins.
that.
Oh,
And
come on.
But yeah, I do like that there's a
But,
day-night
like,
cycle.
Speaking of lived in, like the sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening, and the
Make it
footsteps,
happen.
like,
Don't do
just
none
makes
of
it
that.
feel
No
more
big
alive.
spiders.
little events like that.
F
Brooms
that.
going
I
by
just saw a broom
overhead.
go by. Love that.
Panda, you just want to see me squirm and suffer.
The data tower was one example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts. It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's mostly to help orient the player, help you not get lost. But
I
this is
appreciate that.
Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders, a name that came from the Marauders map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a different personality, and
This needs a death count. I'm not gonna die.
Personality.
Does this
I
look
like
like a
that.
die
Yeah,
game?
it gives-
It
This
does.
ain't no
Like,
die game.
Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character, no matter where you
Die in
go.
this.
Feels just a little bit different.
Yeah.
it's a sentient castle full of magic for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
going
die
to
in
kinda
this.
grow.
There's not going to be a
Grow
need
up,
for a
I
death
heard
count. If we have a
something.
death count, it's just going to
Speaking
say
of
0, and
characters,
Speaking of
I'll be
magic,
beating the game,
Mr.
and the
Magic
final
himself.
credits are going to roll, and it's going to say death count 0 up at the top. And
You
you're
know,
gonna
we
be like,
talked
oh,
about
I
building
wish
on lore too. I know there's that
we wouldn't have
statue
had
over
that.
to the
Oh,
side.
yeah.
That's
Do you know who that is?
Lachlan the Lanky.
What a
He's
waste of
got his
space.
bow truckle friend, and
And I think if players don't know, there's another
Well,
Revelio
sorry.
page there.
Yeah, there's a map of
17,000?
Arthur. We know the fat lady hides there.
I'm going to
behind
die
it,
by
that's
talking to
right.
somebody.
The third book.
Take a step and
But
die.
sometimes a
Oh,
hallway
you
has
didn't know that
personality
that
by how
particular
it looks, or we just passed
tile
the
is a
music
death
hallway
tile.
where the portraits have kind of
Oh,
taken
and
it
the one
over,
next to it.
So the sound makes it really.
That was a
unique.
death breath
All
you
right, I
took.
gotta
Oh, you're
call this
dead.
out here. I know there's been some criticism in the past that our trailers and our gameplay and what we've shown so far has not had enough owls. Okay, so here we are at the owlery. We're looking directly at the owlery to show you all
Mad
of
owls.
the owls.
It's a lot of owls.
It's a lot of owls at the
Now
owlery.
don't zoom out.
All the owls.
Zoom in. Why would you zoom
Great
out when you're
callback.
going to show the
Great
owls?
call.
But no, I also love that as
Death doors.
one of my favorite things
Yeah,
about
death
just
doors,
kind of
death,
going
death
around on the outside of
jacket.
the school is
Maybe
that
rate
all those
when
things
you
that I
pick
see
your
are
character.
places
If you
that
pick
I
the
can
wrong
go to.
eyebrows, you die
that I
right
can
away.
visit. I just love that.
It makes you
sense of knowing
restart
that
making
is
your
real.
character.
love
You
his
click on the
Scottish
wrong
countryside.
eyebrows, you
We're
die.
kind of closing out our
The wrong
mini tour of Hogwarts.
hairstyle,
And
you
again,
die.
It was but a fraction of this enormous castle.
There's actually death
but we're
letters too.
closing it
If
out
you
here
name
in the
yourself
clock
with like
tower. So
the
another
wrong
recognizable
letter,
location,
Yeah.
but
you
this is
die
where
there
Cross
too. Like
Swans,
you
which
could
is
die
the
about 10
secret,
times before
not
you
so
ever get
secret
your character
dueling
made.
club is that the students have put together.
Only
Professors
one safe
definitely know
eyebrows,
about it,
yeah.
but they think
And
they're
they're
being
like
clever.
and they're
And
like
it's run by this Luke and Brattleby here.
they're like the
Who's in a younger
crazy
year,
ones
but we
that
kinda like
are
that
like
this- yeah,
coming off
that
the
he's
side of
running
your
things.
face like in an anime. Looks
Hello,
like
Lucian.
Lugia.
Of course.
Looks like
I'll
Lugia's
give you a
wings
list of
coming off the side of your head.
combinations to
Lugia?
Ready to have a try now?
Lugia. Looks like Lugia
That would be
wings coming off of your
Be sure to cast
head.
all your
You gotta
spells
have
before
those.
the dummy lands.
Snipes, what's up, man?
Stop practicing
We're checking
before
out
you finish all of them.
Hogwarts.
Let me know.
And this is a really good opportunity to now jump
like
into
the-
combat because really in the
Harry
game
Potter
this is going
stuff,
to be the first time where you yourself get to learn about combat and combos in a big way and in a new way. For me personally, this was
Dude,
where the
the
game
combos.
really starts to open up to the possibilities.
Yeah. So we've set up a training dummy, and this is kind of an activity where you're supposed to execute according to kind of the iconography on the top. Now, what we see on the top is the Accio spell, followed by 4 what we just kind of lovingly refer to as basic shots. There's certain spells what the wizards kind of like use, just kind of fling. Andrew's using one now. And you trigger that by tapping R2 on your controller. So you can see in the corner R2. So if you tap R2, that throws out a basic shot. But that R2 is also your gateway to all of the spells that you might slot. So if you hold R2 instead, you can see how the diamond expands. And if we let go, you see how it
Aha.
contracts.
Yeah.
And so if you hold it again, it expands. And so when it
Never gotten
expands,
into
then all
it.
the spells that
You didn't watch the
slotted
movies or
while
anything?
you're holding that button can now be tapped with your face buttons.
Awesome.
And not only that, but over the course of the game, you can gain additional spell diamonds, up to 4 additional ones, so that you can slot up to 16 spells, pretty much instantly. And then that helped us fulfill the fantasy of in combat, I need to be able to access things very rapidly.
Yeah.
And so you learn over the course of these events, how to juggle not just the spell casting, but also it reinforces an understanding of another feature of the wheel, which is their cooldowns. So as you're casting spells, just to make sure that you're not just kind of like repeatedly using one thing over and over and over again, you can see cooldowns on the spells that he's using on the wheel. And then as you progress through the game, there are different things that can affect things, like cooldowns through your talents.
You can float them up and then hit them with
kind of like
the spells while they're up in the air.
And update those things. And so if you hold down R2 and you tap the D-pad, it will switch between your other diamonds if you've unlocked them, and that's how you access all those.
Oh man, it looks like we're about to get some action over here.
Yeah. So this is a great way to kind of learn how to
triangles, squares,
pull things together. Pull those combos together.
Yeah. Tap, Accio, tap, tap, tap. Awesome.
Jeez.
Well done,
yo, you can start
that's just against the dummy,
slapping
but I
pulls
mean,
with spells. You see this?
I'd say that's enough practice.
That's pretty cool.
Looks good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover
Float them,
one's
plop, plop,
weaknesses
plop, plop,
during
float them back,
practice
plop,
than
plop,
during a
plop,
duel.
plop, plop, plop.
You'll be a fearsome
I
challenger
wonder how
now.
cool you'll be by the end of the game. You're gonna
now
have
we can,
like,
we
super
can take
duper
on something a
omega
little more
level
challenging. It's gonna
combos
shoot
that are
back.
28 presses long.
Now let's talk about some more features of the combat system.
Wingardium
Is the next
Leviosa.
round of crossed wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
We're on a PS5 dev kit here, so we're going to be able to kind of pause
I'm
the
ready.
Well, we got
action,
PS5 action,
and talk
baby.
about what you're seeing on the screen, because there's about to be a lot going on.
Okay.
All right, here you can select if you want to fight with somebody else, some of
One
your
of the other
classmates.
students.
But in this case, we're not. We want that action to feel a little more frantic towards you to really get you that sense of combat.
So apparently you've got quite the reputation because they've got you up against 3 people.
3, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Off the jump.
So I can explain this just because I know people are going to go into it, but we can probably just kind of jump in. So you're not the only one that has Protego and the ability to deflect. The enemies do too. And we actually play with that when it comes to the spell casting. So you notice that there are different colored kind of shields around the different characters.
Come here.
And you also
Slap.
notice that your spells have different colors on them. So to help players understand kind of like the function of their spells, we kind of put them into brackets. So there are damage spells, there are force spells, there are, I'm forgetting the other one, all of a sudden, control spells. And so those things for the player, they
So I
wind up
cast the
also
spell
being a
all
color
over
indicator for which
don't know how to
actual
do this?
spell to use to break
Oh,
the different
now I'm
shields
floating.
that enemies can use.
That's
That way it rewards kind of like that close attention that you're paying
And
on things.
We've got this paused here now, and you can kind of see all the elements on the screen, the halo around the avatar's head, each of the different shields, to kind of give us a breakdown of what's
Give us
going
a breakdown of different things that you're saying. So you notice at the top that we're kind of like calling out which enemy you currently have targeted and their level and health. And so, as you target different characters, you'll be able to get that
not the
breakdown.
levels.
The
they got
the halo
levels.
over your head, whenever an enemy is about to an attack, it's almost like you have a little bit of a sixth sense for those things that are coming. If you see the halo, it means there's an incoming attack, and if you tap the triangle button by default, then that you'll be able to deflect that attack that comes in and off with Protego.
And I love that deflect where it goes off and like hits things up and kind of breaks things off walls too.
But also, if you hold the button, then it doesn't just deflect. It also deflects and turns around with a counter attack Stupefy that actually stuns the enemy.
Stupefy.
And you can use that even in your combos and stuff. So if you're focused on a character,
You can hang out with the.
you're doing your thing, and someone else attacks you, you can actually turn that.
Hang
attack
out with
into a
the
direct
what are they
attack
called?
on the person that you're
Not
comboing.
disruptive.
Back
What's the
into-
name of that
into
band?
gameplay here. Andrew's gonna pretty
Disturbed.
pretty
You can
finish
hang out with
these
Disturbed.
other students off here. Win this
Just
duel.
stupefy these fools. Oh, smash you with a crate. Is that
Yeah, we
allowed?
really felt like the,
Seems very
we
mean.
really felt like in the
spirited.
movies, there's almost like a.
Yo, everyone got murked up with the greatest of ease.
It's kind of like a. There's this element of kind
dare
of like
you.
fencing from a very great distance.
That's such a good call.
And there are a lot of a lot of things that we had to do with,
You got
our controls and
stupefied with a
science system in
crate
order
to the
kind of
face.
capitalize
You
on
might
that
be
idea that's
stupefied
pretty
forever.
unique to the Wizarding world.
Understandable.
Yes. Well, perhaps you should try that next time.
Gonna send you home to
The
your
other
parents
duelists
with
have already taken notice
a
of you.
brain
But
problem.
after that last round,
I'm
they'll
sorry,
really have it
Timmy
in for
didn't
you.
make it quite right.
You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance of
I'm
winning.
Timmy.
Or at least surviving the next round.
Are you sure?
I'll let you know when
I'm
you're ready.
Timmy.
Thanks, see you then.
He said nothing but I'm Timmy since
The next
the
round
accident.
is for all the gobstones, so to speak.
Well, have fun with Timmy. Gotta go back to Hogwarts now.
That is more or
Sorry
less
he
gonna
didn't
wrap
quite
up
make it.
for us for now, for what we wanted to show you. Character creator, tour
Good
of
news is he
Hogwarts,
took his
and,
gloves
just
off.
That little taste of combat. But we didn't want to leave you without, well, maybe a little taste of something that we may show in the future, may show next time.
I'm Timmy.
You know, so leaving the castle, going out here.
Yes, very good, Timmy. Now eat your oatmeal. I'm Timmy.
More owls. Confirmed.
Owl mail.
Look
There's
at
the
that.
owlry
That's
again.
so beautiful.
Yes, all
Oh my
of the owls.
Give me this game.
But yeah, just heading out here again to show you like from Hogwarts to the world beyond Hogwarts. And
Oh man.
this is not somewhere where we're going today, but we will definitely be taking you in the future.
What's out there?
Little
What's
glimpse at
out there?
The scale of the castle back there. All right, so we're gonna wrap things up here, but I hope you guys have enjoyed everything that you've seen. But I think, James, you may have a few other questions here at the end of things. So
Yes.
while we're done with what we're showing on the gameplay side, I know there's a few things that you want to pick Alan and Boston's brains about.
I would love that because there's a lot. Let me grab it.
He's like, come here.
All right, so
I got questions.
Some of these questions we did pull from the
Get 'em, Hobbs.
community, secretly, but I did pull for the community. So,
And also from, I mean, going through this, I
Based
feel like
off of-
you've come up with some things you want to talk a little more about. I'm sure.
elaborate on, because we went through character customization, Hogwarts itself, and even combat. So this would be like
So
for both
MJF.
of you guys.
No,
Will we be
I don't
able
think so.
to go back and change our character creation if we don't like it?
Oh,
So not everything, but there are certain things with hairstyle, hair color. So kind of like core shapes, you know, like with the body and face, not after the fact.
Okay.
But there are lots of things. There's kind of like a barber shop in Hogsmeade that you can go to, and
Of course, there's
inside
a
of
wizard
there,
barber,
you
right?
customize, yeah.
You could change your hair color for holidays or something, right?
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
And the game features a lot of appearance customization in it. So there's a ton of options there.
so you
but
pick
that-
what your character is
in
from
terms
the very
of like your
beginning,
character and
but
stuff
you
that you have
can
as character creator.
change
It's like
basically
it's
what
like
you could change about
smaller set
yourself
of
in
what you
real
saw
life.
there.
Okay.
Your hair, your
Awesome.
outfit, your
Next question: what kind of leisurely
Glasses,
activity
hair
can
color,
we do?
stuff like that.
Can we study with our free time? I mean, what will we be doing? Just hanging out and all?
We know that, Hobbs.
Because as you progress through the game, there's a bunch of different missions that open up. Most
Yeah.
of them are driven by different characters' personalities. You know, some of them want help getting up to hijinks, or they want.
This is so
some of them
awesome.
want
They
to
should
just
make a
explore
Pokemon
secrets in
game
the
like
castle
this.
because
Right.
there are new secrets in our castle to explore, and so so I think there's a bunch of things to do. And when it comes to class, as I mentioned earlier, it's not just kind of like the mainline stuff. There are kind of like extracurricular assignments, some of which are optional, some of which are kind of like blockers
should,
from
man.
the
It
mission.
should be
Kinda
called
you
like,
can't go on this mission
Right.
until you have the spell. And then the spell
Pokemon
is
Battle
open,
Academy
you know, the
or something,
assignment and how you
everybody
complete it
comes to the
Yeah.
Battle
with your
Academy, and it's
professor.
a giant.
And so there are opportunities to
it's like a giant
to study,
tower
so to
where you
speak,
live.
like
You have
with
your own
that,
apartment
but
and
they're
stuff
really
like that.
they do all
And then
take
you
the
gotta
form of
you go to
our mission
classes and they
structure.
teach you how to
you
use
mentioned earlier.
water and
Wow.
fire
Let's
and leaf
get
and all
into
that. They
some combat right
they
quick.
teach you how to use
Do
each
spells have different
type,
levels,
and
or
then
are they
you
all
end up having to choose one
Spells have
eventually,
different
and then
levels, or are they all
then the
equal?
story
I'm trying to think of how to
starts, and
describe
it's
that. So
just like
each
this,
spell
but
has kind of
basically
like its
you're a
own core
Pokemon
identity
trainer.
and what it does in the game,
detailed and
with regards to both kind of like puzzling, world
in
exploration,
depth and
and
beautiful
and in
world
combat
and
all
all
that kind
that.
of stuff. And then it's through the talent system.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So when you go into
Show
that,
ends in
it's kind of like each of those spells has ways to
It
kind
ain't
of like
gonna end,
advance
though.
and grow and
They
change.
make way too much
Okay.
money
And as
off
you
of it
spend
to let it
talents,
end.
in some cases, it
Just
even
like the show you like
changes,
might
like
be
the way
over,
you
but
approach
it's not over.
the battlefield and things like that. So
There'll be much more.
I'd say that's no more true than with
It'd be
like
like
Dark
them
Arts, for
ending the
example.
Marvel
And as you
Cinematic
go down
Universe
that
right
line
now. Like they make so
and you
much
kind
money
of
off
play
of
around
it.
with those
There's
talents,
no way it's
it
really over.
does start to kind of like affect even how you approach combat and how you think about the battlefield.
I won't be touching the dark art stuff, but I know many of you
I
guys
won't
will
be touching the dark arts. Aw, you see this guy? I won't be touching the dark arts. He's so pure about it too.
I want to close off with this question, and this will be for everybody, and we'll start with Boston. With this game that you guys have been working on for however long, and the excitement you guys have, what's one aspect of Hogwarts Legacy that you are excited for the fans to experience? Boston.
I think I'm just excited for the fans to play through the world, specifically the castle, and maybe go read those books again. I hope that whether you're already a fan and love this game, or this is your first introduction into the world, I hope they just point at each other in the best way possible. And I'm just excited for fans to get to finally go to Hogwarts and feel
I wish
like
I had
they
this
can
sweatshirt when I play it the
live
first
there.
time.
I've lived there for 5 years. It's a great place to live. Official 5th year.
It's really funny because I want to give a different answer and I will, but I actually feel like the most honest answer is really similar, because my favorite thing when running around playing the game and getting to know Hogwarts the way Boston knows it, because she knows the school and the lore better than I do, and thank God, right? Because you want the person architecting it to really know that. But when I rewatch the films or I'm rereading passages from the books, there's a different relationship to those things having played the game.
Right.
And so it's really looking over the edge and seeing location. I'm like, oh my God, I'm right there. And in the movie saying, I know what's around that corner in the film. Like if you go down this way, there's actually a thing over here, and there's this person over here, and this thing happened, and it just adds all this richness to everything that you already love.
And not just that, but you're going to add your own story.
Yeah.
So you know what happens around that corner because you did something.
Yeah.
And then the quick answer, just to have something different, is I just love being on a room.
Awesome.
I just love looking at the whole world and just being like, okay, I can just go.
I can go there.
That vantage point,
There's just something exhilarating about it that feels very different in that kind of open air and on that thing. It just it's kind of incredible. Yeah.
And wrapping it up, for me, it's just bringing the community together with it and sharing those stories, because it is your story, and you are going to be writing. This is your unique experience within this, and even within the things that are the same, it's going to be your unique experience. It's different from mine. It's different from. We're all approaching it from different places, and I think that's going to be really cool the way that everybody brings those things together. All right, and that's everything that we have to show you today. I know maybe it was everything you wanted to see, but it was a whole lot of stuff.
It's
Character
stuck in my head
creator,
for like 2 days now.
Little mini tour
Dino
of Hogwarts
Jericho?
there, just a small part of it, a little bit of combat.
AEW
And
Dino
we
Bride?
do have some more stuff coming up for you in the future. Hogwarts Legacy releases on February 10th, 2023, and is available for pre-order now. But that's going to do it from us. We're going to leave you with a little something else, but for now, bye.
What's this? What are they going to leave us with? Hang on. AEW Dino Bride. Whoa. Level 18, holy moly. We gotta have it now. We